All right, morning everyone. Thanks for joining me. My name is Jackie Wong, and I'm here with Austin Langvinis today, and we're going to talk about our new Yaskawa HMI product line. So a pretty quick and simple agenda for today. I'm going to first go over an overview of the HMI product line that Yaskawa America is going to launch. And afterwards, I'm going to go through some of the online resources that you could utilize to find information on the product, to find pricing information. And afterwards, I will be passing the floor over to Austin. And he will be doing a quick live demo of the HMI Editor tool, software tool that we have. So first off, let's take a look at the HMI product line overview. Yaskawa America is launching two HMI product line. The first one is the Smart Panel. The Smart Panel has a very robust and durable build. It is rated IP66. It comes with the MovieCon 11 runtime, as well as the Windows Embedded Compact 7 operating system. Some feature of the Smart Panel is that it's very slim in profile, which saves space, and it has very powerful scripting capabilities. Teleservice capability is also available via VNC software. Now, looking a little bit deeper in the Smart Panel product line, we've already gone through the operating system and the runtime that's already comes with the product. The display size comes with three flavors. It ranges from 4.3 inches to 10 inches. The resolution ranges from 480 by 272 up to 1024 by 600. Now, the touch screen itself is resistive. Higher force is needed to push the button, but it also means that it's a little less likely that customer will accidentally press a button. Direct skin contact is not required to push the button, so you could wear gloves and you could still hit the button, which makes it very nice for more industrial type of application. The processor is an ARM Cortex A8, and as you can see, the three types of interfaces that's available are the serial port, USB port, and also Ethernet. Work memory is 512 meg. Load memory is 4 gig. As mentioned earlier, the housing is plastic, and the protection level in the front of the HMI is IP66, and at the back is IP20. So that covers the Smart Panel. The second HMI line that Yaskawa America is launching is the Panel PC. So unlike the Smart Panel, which comes with a plastic housing, the Panel PC comes with a metal housing with a protection level of IP65. Similar to the Smart Panel, the Panel PC does come with the MovieCon 11 runtime and the Windows Embedded Compact 7 operating system. And as you'll see in the details page later, the Panel PC comes with much more interface compared to the Smart Panel. And because of the metal housing, it is a fanless construction. The metal housing actually acts as a very good heat conductor, so it's a fanless construction. And you also see later on that the Panel PC has much higher resolution compared to the Smart Panel. And just like the Smart Panel, their teleservice capability is available via VNC software. Diving a little bit deeper into the detail, you can see the screen size are much larger. It ranges from 10.1 inches all the way up to 21.5. Resolution is also much higher. up to 1920 by 1080. The one key difference is the panel PC screen is actually capacitive touch. So it's much more sensitive to touch. No force is required to hit the button. And one key differentiation is also because of the capacitive touch screen, multi-touch gesturing is available, very similar to what you're used to with your cell phone with the pinching and the zooming. And as you can see, the processor is a much more powerful quad-core processor. And the amount of interfaces available is also much higher. You have your Ethernet ports, you have your serial ports, you have your USB. You also have your VGA if you want to put your screens up on a larger screen. And you have your audio out as well. So compared to the smart panel, this screen actually looks much better. So it's perfect for applications where it's less in an industrial environment, but more of in front of customer for a presentation that you want to wow the customer. You can see that the work memory and the user memory is also much larger. It also comes with a CFast slot for expanded memory. And as mentioned before, the housing is aluminum, allowing for better heat conduction, hence the fanless design. The protection rating, as mentioned earlier, is IP65 in the front and IP20 in the rear. And just like the smart panel, it comes with Windows Embedded Compact 7 and MovieCon 11 runtime. So that covers the hardware HMI that we're launching. Now let's talk a little bit about the software. So for building your projects for your HMI, you'll be using the MovieCon HMI Editor version 11.6. And once you open the software, this is what you'll be seeing. The software comes with a very comprehensive graphic library for all your application needs. And generally, on the left of the software, you'll see your Project Explorer, where all your resources will be at. And on the right, in the middle of the screen, you'll see a property. So as you click into each individual resource of the project, the property details of the resources will be displaying on the right. So let's take a look at some of the resources that will be commonly used in your projects. So with the HMI software editor, you can be setting up and monitoring alarms. You could use it to write scripts for all your different applications. You could set up a data logger, and the data can be stored in a remote database management system via ODBC or in your in-memory database. You could create your own configurable recipes, and these recipes can be stored within the same database as mentioned earlier. You could set up and monitor different events. You can support any different languages in your project using a string table, basically building a translation table. And last but not least, of course, with a plant environment with different users, you can create different users groups to do access control and to provide security to your system. So that's really an overview of the software, quick overview of the software. So now, last but not least, of course, you can connect to our MPIC controller via Modbus TCP and PLCI. And quite honestly, if you're going to be using the MPIC controller, you should really just use the PLCI option because it allows for much easier and quicker HMI tagging. Unlike other options, no HMI tag export is required from the controller. The PLCI capability really just pulls the tag right out of the controller into the HMI in a truly one-button click way. So that's an overview of the software. So now let's take a look at some of the online resources. As usual, some of the online resources available are OPT for your pricing and stock status information. You also have our website, which I'll go over one by one very quickly. So when you click into OPT, of course, type in your login credentials. So once you log into OPT, you'll see that there's a new HMI product section that's added. Once you click into configure your HMI system, you'll see, as mentioned earlier, the two hardware series that is launched, the Smart Panel and the Panel PC. So simply click into one of them, and you get your choices of screen sizes, and you can also add the MovieCon HMI Editor software right here. And all your pricing and information will show up on the right. So that's nothing new for everyone. Just want to quickly show that. So as for the website, when you click into www.yaskawa.com, simply go over to Product, Motion, and you see there's again a new HMI section. Once you click into it, again it shows the two series that is launched, and brochures right at the banner of the page. So once you click into each of the series, again, you get all your information for the product. If you go to specification, you get more detailed information with the data sheet and the manual all available to you. As for the HMI Editor software, if you go to Software Firmware section, go to the overview, you'll see a section here where you could click into HMI Editor software, click into it, and you'll be able to go to the software section and download the software right here. So all the links for download is on the web page. You could download the software here. One note to make is, just like most of the other software that we sell, like MotionWorks IEC, when you order the part number, you will get an automatically generated email with the license number sent to you directly to your email. The only difference is with the HMI Editor tool, you would also have to download this activation tool. So this activation tool is where you'll be typing in your license number, and it will activate your HMI Editor for unlimited use. And just to make things a little bit easier, we also created a shortcut link, www.yaskawa.com/moviecon. If you click into that, instead of going through all those steps that I just showed you earlier, it would take you right to the software download page. And that's pretty much all I wanted to cover today. I'm going to pass the floor over to Austin for a quick live demo of the HMI Editor.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Austin Langbenis, application engineer here at Yaskawa. What I'd like to demonstrate to you today is the simplicity of being able to import tags from your MPIEC controller. Using PLCI, it makes it very easy to create new tags on your MPIEC project and import them to your HMI project. PLCI is a special type of communication using Phoenix contact drivers that allows us to just directly access tags on the PLC by knowing the dynamic path of that tag. So what I'll demonstrate first is creating a new project in MovieCon 11.6. So all of our HMIs that we are marketing are run on the WinCE platform. So we'll start with this. I'll choose a folder on my computer to create this project. Go through the steps here. So at this point, there's a wide variety of communication drivers that we can choose from in the HMI editor. What I'll go to is Yaskawa, and you can see the different options that we have. The two main ones being Modbus and PLCI. So what I want to highlight is Modbus. I've worked with it myself, and I noticed that sometimes it can be a hassle when you're trying to manage lots of different variables and HMI tags in your project. PLCI makes it much easier to not have to manage holding registers and direct addresses on a PLC that you have to associate with your tags. PLCI just takes the tag by its name and imports it to your project. There's no other management required. So I'm connected to a 7-inch smart panel, which this is my resolution. So I'll just give it a default color other than white and create a screen with the project. There's different data logger templates and alarm templates that are provided for each new project that's made. Right away, it's going to ask you to add a station. The station is your MPIEC. So I'll remove this one and re-add it. You can see it's using the Phoenix Contact PLCI station group because PLCI is Phoenix Contact communication used with our PLC. Type in that IP address of my MPIEC, and I can test communication, and it succeeded. So I'm ready to move forward, and right away it's going to ask me, do I want to import the PLC database? I can click yes, and so I already have a project set up in MotionWorks to import these tags. What I've done is I've created a few different variables. One is a structure, and then just two other basic variables in my MotionWorks project. They are global variables, and I've marked them as OPC. These two steps are required for the HMI editor to discover these tags. So I can come over to my HMI editor, and as Jackie said, it's just one click. And here are my variables, right in my new project. So if I wanted, I can go back to MotionWorks. I can create a new variable, create it my D-word, mark it as OPC, and download the project. Once it's downloaded, I can get PLC tags again, and there it is. Super easy. So I'll select all of these and import them to my new project. And here's my blank screen with the new project. As you can see, I have two different projects open here, so you can easily manage. If you're working with one project and want to create another, it's nice that you can come over here and copy and paste into each project. So what I'll do is I'll activate this project. And I'll put something I can read those variables from. An edit box. Turn off the spin enable, that will take off the arrows. And I'm going to use this one just for a name. So we'll do this my string. Click the check. Here it is. and then we can come down to that and create one more. This one will have my actual string, and I can just come over to my variables here and drag and drop it right onto the screen. What I want to do so you guys can see it well is increase the font size. There's several different font settings you can use for customization in your project. Save my project, and now I'm already ready to upload this project to my HMI. So here we are. Create a new folder path. This will create a new folder on the HMI and automatically store that project into that folder. I click upload. Start device project. So something that's very nice about these HMIs is it has a VNC server already installed onto it. So using a third-party VNC viewer I downloaded, I'm able to view the screen of my actual HMI hardware on my PC here. So as you can see, there's the project that I just made and uploaded, and it's already on my HMI with communication. So what I can do here is come over and write a value to my string, and here it is, my string, or maybe string name. And that's how easy it is to get communication between the PLC and the HMI. What I want to highlight then also is sometimes it can be difficult when you're managing structures of variables. So what I have already prepared is another project here, which was the first screen that you may have seen in my HMI editor. Set this as active. Here's my screen, and what I've already imported here is my custom struct var, and it's got several different members, and it imported just as easily as that string that I imported beginning this. So you just drag and drop again, sint bool, and maybe we'll do the floats, lreal and real. Come back, upload project. It's going to overwrite the other project that was already on there. Start device project. And you can see that on my HMI, it's shutting down the previous application and loading the new one onto it. So here we are. I can write variables from the HMI here. That's my Boolean, so we put a 1 there. And we can see right here in my watch window, the Boolean has been set true. You can give the real value a value, 45.45. Here we are here. Give my lreal a value over here. Oh, I have a limit set, so we'll do 99.999. And there it is on my MPIC. So you can easily see that this is very easy to do to get started with your HMI project. And that is the basics of what I wanted to highlight with this demo.
All right, thanks, Austin. So we're gonna take some time to review the questions, and we'll be back shortly to answer them.
Okay, so since I just ended off, I think a couple easy questions for me to answer are, one, working in offline programming. So what I can do in MotionWorks is I can create another variable here, mark it as OPC. I'm going to compile my project, which is completely offline here. And what I'll do is come to resource, and I can create boot project. The boot project is the source that the HMI goes to look at to obtain the variables. So if I create this boot project, it's going to create the boot project in the folder of the MotionWorks project on my PC. So coming back to the HMI editor, now that I've already had a COM driver added, I can right-click this COM driver and do import from PLC database. And what I can do is browse file. What I'll do is I'll just choose my MWT file, open, and here are my variables. So that was completely offline, and that is the new variable that I just added. Next question I can answer is VNC only needed when a physical HMI is connected? Yes. If you're not programming with a physical HMI, what you can do is click Simulate here. And that's just a simulation of this HMI project on my PC. Give you an evaluation mode because there is no runtime installed on my PC. And here's my HMI project again. 88.5, and you can see that in MotionWorks. If I go into debug, I have to download this project if I want to see that change. Looks like I don't have something configured correctly. Trying to do that on the fly real quick. But that is as easy as it is to do offline programming for your project. I have not tried using mobile device VNCs, but I would assume that it would work if your HMI is connected to the network that your mobile device can access. On both smart panels and panel PCs, you can access the Windows CE OS by just exiting the HMI runtime, and by that point you'll be at your desktop of the HMI. So if I come back to my VNC viewer, I can just close my application, click exit, and here I am at the OS.
There's a so there's a couple of commercial related questions. So some of the guys just mentioned that the OPT is actually not live yet, and I apologize for that. It's supposed to be, but I'll make sure it's live by the end of the day. There's some pricing related questions. So if you can switch the screen back to me, I'll just show OPT. Mind you, these are list pricing, so when you get access to your OPT, it will show pricing with a multiplier. So for the panel PC, you could see the list pricing for 10 inches ranges from like $2,700 up to about 4,500 for the 21.5 inch screen. And as for the smart panel, for the 4.3 is about $726, and for the 10 inch is about $1,800. So that's the price range for the hardware list pricing that you're looking at. Without accounting for your distributor multiplier, of course. And as for the software, the MovieCon editor, the pricing is list is $120. So yeah, that's the pricing information. And one of the question is, does the Yaskawa name come with show up on any of the bezel? It does not, and one of the reasons is because some customers may not necessarily like other people's name plastered over their machine, so we just decided not to put it on there. And then one of the question is there any sample program available? And yes, there is. So I know a lot of our distributor partners have either our multi-axis controller demo or the single-axis demo unit that just recently came out. So we do have an HMI demo program available for both of those. Even if you don't have the demo units, these demo projects are great just as a sample project to take a look at the software and the program. So if you need that, please reach out to your RME or reach out to me, and we could get that sample program to you. I think that's pretty much all the questions we see, and some of the questions I don't have the answer yet, so I'll get back to you guys via email when I find out. Yep, that's all I got. Thank you so much for your time, and I will follow up on some of the questions via email. As usual, if any other questions comes up, feel free to contact me or your Yaskawa team member. Thank you so much.